All right, welcome back to backtesting. We are going to finish up January or try to get through a bulk of the month. Last video in part 1, we did, I think, the 1st all the way up to the 11th or the 10th, and we only took one trade, one winning trade. So now we're going to start on the 13th, January 2020. I think we're going to do at least 1 week, maybe 2 if I'm feeling good, maybe 3 if I'm feeling amazing. But we're going to try to finish up January in the next 1 to 2 videos. So, January. So I'm already up $500. That's my one win that I took, and we're starting on January 13th, 2020, on a Monday. So, starting off on the weekly time frame, it looks like we are putting in we have not created a bottom wick, so that is significant for me. Weekly doubles mark. So many of these popped up in 2020. And then we have an unfilled daily fair value gap down here, and then we have all-time highs. So when we're this close in proximity to all-time highs, I'm just going to default to automatically wanting to be bullish. The only thing holding me down is that we haven't made a weekly low yet. So ideally, I'd want to see us make a weekly low prior to moving higher, but we can definitely just move higher from here. Where are we in the range? Not in equilibrium. And we inversed this 1 hour to the upside. We have all of this up here. So I wouldn't be surprised to see us continue to move higher. Disrespecting bearish. So, I mean, we're just not really respecting any PD arrays right now. I mean, relative equal lows with London. So I definitely could see that. And I guess we're still getting right over this 15. Made equal highs there. So I guess this 15 will be my condition maybe. Or in this BPR, or I guess this 15-minute fair value gap. So we have 2 conditions. This one at market open, and then this 15 up here. I don't think I'd feel comfortable longing or shorting until either London or this 15 is tapped into. So I think that's what I'm going to wait for. Okay, so there's the 15. I don't mind that. Where is electronic trading hours? So 70% chance to go back down to 50%, which is lower. Which I don't mind because we do have relative equal lows down here leading up to London. We are in this 15-minute fair value gap up here. So this will be my new condition now. Okay. 1 minute rejects heavily. Nice 30 seconds. I'm really liking this. This looks like a really nice Judas. No 30-second yet, or no 1 minute close technically. Technically, we have a 2 minute here as well, but with the Judases, you kind of have to front run these. Because if you wait for the 2 for 1 minute and 30 seconds, we're probably just going to start ripping here if we're actually bearish. I'm going to give it 30 more seconds. Okay, I didn't love that. Give it another one. Didn't love that as well. I do want to be bearish. I do want to see these lows get taken. We have done the damage up here, took out those relative equal highs. This should be protected if we're bearish until we tag these lows down here and go maybe to 50% of the opening range gap. Okay, one more. Wow, we're holding it up. I'm not liking that. Like, we should have already flushed. The fact that we haven't is concerning. Like I wanted a real V shape, but I'm still waiting at this point. Okay, that looks promising. I'll wait one more. Nope. Maybe we want to resweep this 15. I can't imagine why though. Yeah, all right. So I'm just going to wait for a resweep at this point. Or not. Oh, do we have an SMT? No SMT on ES. ES has so much buy side above though. I haven't even checked ES that much. ES is actively delivering out of a 2 hour. So we do have an SMT, a bullish one. Bearish SMT here as well. It's definitely a tough read right now. I'm definitely not feeling comfortable taking anything so far. Volume imbalance left here. Nasty rejection wicks. It seems like we do want to go take these lows. Like this seems like an obvious DOL. But then what would ES target? Maybe this unfilled 1 hour down here. I could see that. All right, so at this point, I feel like we are going to run this. I feel so late to the move here, though. And this just doesn't, I don't feel safe with that stop. But I think that this is a better draw. So I can either short to this, or I can wait for price to get to this and try to find a long out of that. Okay, so we did go to that, and we got a 30-second inversion. But this 30-second is interacting with this one, and that's interacting with the 1 minute, which is not interacting. So it's just a 1 minute. I would like ES to tap into the 1. It doesn't have to because we're already in the 2. Is NQ in a place to distribute? Not really. Oh, I guess technically we're holding this 30-minute, so we just swept out 30-minute ITL. ES, NQ also has this 1 hour down here, but it's inside of this 2. All right, so ES is inside of a 2, so we swept out London plus a 2 hour ITL, intermediate term low. And we're nearing all-time highs. We don't have to go back down to that 1. The 2 hour should be sufficient right here. And we might just leave that doubles mark because we might just be too bullish. I'm going to give it another candle. I mean, at this point, I can't really long here because all this is a fair value gap. And I couldn't have taken the 30-second because that interacted with it. So I'm going to fade all of that. And now we're just consolidating, or now we're ripping. So that, like, I mean, I can't be a part of this, even though it looks really good. If we didn't have this wick, I would have definitely considered entering there. But at this point, this 15-minute looks like it's getting disrespected. And these are our high time frame draws back to all-time highs. So that's what I'm currently looking at right now. Ideally, I'd like to take a continuation long off of a 15-minute. Yeah, so we just inverse this 15. And this 2 hour pushed price higher. So I can look for a 5-minute continuation, which would be this guy. It is a little premiumed. But ES also is in a 5-minute. So if we do start getting an inversion out of here, I would consider taking it. But the low time frame structure does kind of suck. We do have a 30-second. We do have a 30-second here. I just don't know if I'm a big fan of it. There's no obvious liquidity sweep or stop hunt. Maybe you can argue that, but the fact that I have to argue it, I just don't love. Like, it just doesn't, it's not popping out to me. This has everything valid, though, that we need. 5-minute continuation, that's sponsored. Good displacement candle, plus a CISD. I'm like really trying to convince myself to take this trade because I feel like we are extremely bullish to all-time highs. But if we get this, if this stop hunts me and then we go, I'm going to be a little more mad. I truly think that these are protected at this point. I don't think we need to go back down there. But it's not screaming at me. It's not so obvious to where I'm itching to get into this trade. We do have an unfilled 1 hour right here. And where are we in this range? Not at 50%. I've just seen this work so many times before. But if I take it, would I be mad at myself? I don't think I'd be mad. Like, let's see all my other continuations. So this is a really similar one. But we're in, from this range high to this range low, we're in a discount. Yeah, in a discount. Actually, no, we shot up way higher. And that is a 15-minute. But the structure looks so much better here. This is probably a more close example. But that's way more obvious. Is there an SMT at all? No SMT. I think what I'm thinking of here is that there's not enough low time frame structure. This is great, the low resistance, but I wanted more of it, I guess. And if this works, it works. I think I'm going to fade it, though. I want to see a more obvious resweep. Great fade, great fade. Okay. So now this is a more obvious resweep once we sweep these lows. And I want to see how we react. There we go. So that's a more obvious resweep, and that's a more obvious V shape. Wait for that. Yeah, dude, that looks so much better. So we didn't inverse the 5. I've seen this happen so many times, though. I'm going to start tracking this when we almost inverse the 5, but we barely hold it, and then we get an inversion. This, to me, this looks A+. This is a no doubt, I will 100% take this trade. And that's what I have to get myself thinking. Because this, the 30-second back here, I was trying to convince myself that this was a good enough structure. But this jumped off the screen to me way more. We have so much more low resistance. And it's a little bit deeper into the range. We have a relatively clear, I wouldn't say it's super clear, but it's much more clear than the other one, stop hunt prior to the inversion. And on top of that, we have a very clear 1-minute inversion here with strong displacement. So I'm definitely going to take this. I think my stop's going to be at that wick, because if we take that wick, we're probably just going to take that. And I'll go for a 1-to-1. Wow, what the heck? 5. All right, was Jan 13th, 2020 a holiday? Was there just no volatility in 2020? How much is this range? A 35-point range? Dude, we are so... This is a completely different market that we're trading in today. Oh my gosh. Market, I'm expecting this to be 200 or 300 points these days in 2026. All right, this is what we're going for. Damn, stopped out. All right, so what's the reason? Why did this stop out? Probably premium and discount. That's probably the main reason. Let's see if I was just early to the move. So that's a little bit more discounted. Still wouldn't have even gotten anything. Is there a 2 minute there? There was a 2 minute here. That's a little bit more obvious. Okay, there's discount. And now what's... Nothing I just loved there. Like, this volume's not the best for me. And then we go. So my draw was right. I was early, but I wasn't terribly early. Like, the idea made complete sense. Delivery off the 5. No 15 minute at my stop. Oh, there was a 30 that opened up. So was it this 30? So we tapped into this 30. That was a really rough inversion, though. And this is some rough PA to be in. I wouldn't want to be in this price action trading it. And I'd be pretty nervous for 945 to resweep me, which it almost does. And then the volatility here I wouldn't have loved either. But maybe, I mean, it was the macro time that really pushed us higher. So we just weren't ready to go. So super interesting. All right, so that's a full loss. That sucks. Let's journal this and see why I think it lost. Here we go. Plenty of low resistance. Like, I was thinking this was the accumulation. I thought that this was the manipulation. Okay. 1 minute IFVG entry at 10:16. I know it says 15, but technically I'd enter at 16. All right, let's just type in 15. 10:15. Targeting all-time highs and low resistance liquidity leading up to its. I thought that's the structure on the low time frame looked good to target. However, we didn't have any unfilled IFVGs to target as well. We also were longing in a premium. In a premium, yeah, I don't know what else would be, like, why else was this bad? I guess like this right here. These stacked lows didn't make me feel great about trying to take a long but I felt that the London low and the 2-hour fair value gap that we tapped into was protected, so we didn't need to go lower and take out those stacked lows. Overall, the DOL was correct to look for longs. I was just a little too early. We started to run to my DOL during the macro time. You can clearly see the bullish order flow coming in and expecting bullish PD raise. Because this was an institutional order flow entry drill. Low, high, lower, low. Is this a breaker? Low, high, lower, low, low, high. Didn't make another lower low, so it's this. So that should be the breaker, right? Low resistance, low resistance. I'm close. I was close to the move. Just a little too early. I didn't like the lack of volatility. Towards the end of New York AM, maybe this should have been a sign to get off. 1-13-20. Okay. I don't know what else I can add here. I actually felt really confident that this was going to play out. What can I improve? Maybe wait for a premium? But I feel like a lot of the trades that I take, no, a lot of the continuation trades, they do hit 50% of the range at some point. Okay. Next time, consider waiting for price to tap into a premium or discount. And that's all she wrote. Okay, continuation loss. So how did this one lost too? Oh, this one was a trade I took live. Plenty of low resistance in a 15. This was very discounted. We didn't tap a premium. But we did end up running later down to, I think here was the lowest low. So we did run this low resistance, but we didn't take out this low. And again, I was just early. So super interesting. Okay, so that's a full loss. And let's go to the next day, Tuesday. Still all-time highs. Still have the daily doubles mark. Four-hour ITO. Oh my gosh. It's a pretty significant sweep. At this point, I'd want to go back to all-time highs. $30-minute ITO, 30-minute ITH, I mean. And 15-minute intermediate term low. Yeah, so more bullish, but I could see us rebalancing a little bit lower and resweeping this. I guess I'll have to go from condition to condition here. We have a bunch of low resistance here. If I were to take a Judas, there's not really anything for me to do besides sweeping this to our ITH. So many intermediate term highs. Okay, 930 opens higher, lower. No 30 seconds. At this point, I have a good feeling that we're going to take that out. CISD. Oh no. Okay, another CISD. Immediate rebalance into this 1 minute. Respect it to the T. We closed through it, but the volume imbalance there as well. All right, so that makes sense. Like, I know why we took that. There was nothing really here defending this 15-minute ITO. So now we've reswept this. This will be my new condition. If we close through this, of course, I'll target the 4-hour intermediate term low. But we can reject off this and be bullish. Do have a 30-second here. But that 30-second interacts with this high, which interacts with this 1 minute. So I'm going to wait for the 1 minute. Now we have a 2 minute as well. 1 minute still here. Taking a long time to close. Time to close is really not the best here. Okay, we're still generating buy side. So 930 opens low. We add to this liquidity up here leading up to this 2-hour and 30-minute ITH. We are in a place to distribute, that being the 15-minute ITL. So if we do resweep this low, I would want to see an immediate move higher. Okay, that looks great. So we've respected this 15 so far. We've reswept that low. We're still inside of this 15-minute fair value gap. Is there an SMT? No SMT. No unfilled 15s. Any unfilled 5s? No unfilled 5s. ES does have one though. So ES has a reason to move back higher and rebalance. NQ doesn't really, but it has relative equal highs. And 930 PO3, along with 945 PO3 as well. 945 PO3 opens, adds to all of this buy side, swings low, takes out this significant low here. We're getting a very nice V shape. And we have a 2-minute fair value gap. So I'm going to wait for the 2 minutes to close. Doesn't close. Okay, we wanted the 4-hour. Again, so much buy side being accumulated here. All right, and now we're getting a very nice displacement candle here. We've reswept that 4-hour intermediate term low. At this point, I want to see price starting to reject and move higher. ES isn't a place to distribute, that being, oh, actually, is it? Yes, ES is still in a place to distribute, that being the 15, and we have an SMT. Bullish SMT with London. Whoops. Plenty of low resistance. We do have a 2-minute here. I'm going to give it 1 more minute. Yes, I really like this. Okay. I think I'm going to take this here. Let me just make sure. I really do like this idea. We do have an unfilled 5 as well. Very clean 2-minute inversion. Yeah, I think that this is a good trade. The question is, do I go break even at the unfilled 5? I don't think I do, because what is that 5 defending? Low resistance. All right, I'm taking this trade. 10 a.m. opens low. That should be the low. And we'll go for a 1-to-1. I do feel very confident about this trade. I do feel very good about this. Does he have 7 unfilled 5? It does, just a little bit higher. All right, let's see what happens. So that tap the 5. I'm not going to go break even because that's such a tight break even. And my assumption is that if we're going to go lower, we can tap into this fair value gap here. Nice. Okay. That worked out. See, so if I would have mechanically gotten break even at this 5, it would have stopped me out here. I would have gone break even, and then I would have... Oh, actually, would I? I think I still would have hit full TP, actually. Wait, I don't... Yeah, I think I would have, actually. All right, so I guess it doesn't matter. But I'm definitely happy that I didn't go break even, because the 5 minutes defending low resistance, there's no real reason for me to go break even here. And just out of curiosity, let's just see how high this goes. Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, can we fast forward a little bit? I'm surprised we didn't take out 9:30 high. All right, so there's 9:30, just a lot later in the session during lunch. And then we never take out that 2-hour. Interesting. All right, well, I really do like this idea. I think that this was a really good trade, so I'm definitely happy about it. I'm gonna... Let's just stop it right there, just so we can journal it. The thing is, we didn't really have a high time frame draw. I guess 9:30 was my high time frame DOL. 9:30 open high. Wait, open. Yeah, let's just do 9:30. All right. So I thought that all of this was accumulation here. How do I... Okay, accumulation. Pre-market looked to be consolidating, and to me seem like a good target. $9.30 opens and adds to the consolidation, then pushes lower. Then 9:45 opens and again adds to the low resistance liquidity, leading up to the original consolidation. So now we have stacked PO3s going into a potential 10 a.m. reversal. Entry at 10:02. 2-minute IFVG. This is a mech, because we're going from external back into internal of the range. Two-minute mech, targeting an unfilled 5-minute fair value gap, and the fair value gap 9:30 and 9:45 PO3s. Plenty of low resistance liquidity leading back up to 9:30, which really increased my confidence. This trade looked very similar to the others that I have backtested, which made me feel very confident in taking this trade. During the trade, I wasn't nervous at all about anything. In the back of my mind, I knew that the 5-minute IFVG was a bad break-even point, because what is the 5-minute fair value gap? Defending just low resistance liquidity leading back up to 9:30 wick high. Old me would definitely have gone break even at the unfilled 5-minute, and I am glad that I held through it to get my TP. Great, that makes sense. Not enough space anymore. Delivery off the 4-hour intermediate term low, paired with a bullish SMT and 10 a.m. reversal. I felt confident when seeing this entry, mostly because of the displacement. 10 a.m. low resistance liquidity, stacked PO3, good TP in the original consolidation, and high time frame bias seemed bullish. This is the lowest point we ended up going. Then we start to slowly move higher, but never take out the 2-hour intermediate term high. Okay, what else can I write about this? Let me just show the low resistance. You can kind of say, like, is this the manipulation? Yeah, I'd say that this is the manipulation. Oh, this purple was the manipulation lower into the 4-hour ITL. All right, and then what date was this? 1-14-20. Okay, that felt good. 2 minute. Oh, don't like that screenshot. Damn, this is already a long video. 41 minutes, and we're only 2 days in. Just the journaling part takes a lot, but I mean, the journaling part's the most important portion. Yeah, so like, look at the difference between this one, original consolidation, low resistance, clear swing points. Like, I'd argue that this one is way more clear. And that I marked out the manipulation wrong. I mean, yeah, you could say that this is the manipulation as well, but I think that you could say that this is also the manipulation and this is the original consolidation. This is kind of what I wanted to see, but we didn't really get that much follow through. Still a great trade nonetheless. All right, so the screenshot's there. I'm going to go back so I can see what this looks like. Because again, if you've watched my last backtesting video, I basically, I take screenshots of what it looks like before so I can have pattern recognition live in the markets with minimal stuff on my charts. Don't go be careful. Let's move this a little lower here. Damn fly. Okay, let's take a screenshot of that. That looks amazing. So I have my MEX before. Yeah, see, again, just amazing. Super similar structure. So fun. I think I might have to take it a step further and do MEX before longs, MEX before shorts, so it's just a little bit cleaner. But otherwise, this was an amazing trade. And then I have to take it again. Whoa, why did it... Wait, oh, because I lost a trade, that's why. Okay, well, I'm up 1R. There we go, back to 1R. Great, okay, let's go to next session. So 1 win, 1 loss on the week so far. Breaking even on the week. Actually, no, we're up 1R, technically, for the month. For the session, we're at break even. So still have that daily devil's mark. I'm going to keep marking this until we go back down it, because it is a significant draw. All-time highs up here. Not really seeing much on the 4-hour. Plenty of low resistance on both sides. I could see either direction right now. But the shorts look a little bit... Actually, I don't know. I could definitely make an argument for both sides. Can't really do conditions either. So we have this 30-minute ITH. And we're going to have this 30-minute fair value gap right here. So I think what I would want to see is this is 30 minutes going to be my condition. If we close through it, I will look for continuation longs to these buy sides. If we respect it, I'm going to look for shorts back down to this external range liquidity right here. So we have Asia lows, and we also just have sell side. So that's currently the plan. And we have an unfilled 15 up here as well, but the 30 minutes already sufficient. All right, so tab into the 15. I'm going to delete the 30. Give it another candle. Okay, so it looks like we're going to disrespect this 15 and start to move higher into the range. This looks like the next draw. And if this is the next draw, then that's probably the next draw. So I'm going to mark out my buy side up here. And I guess this will be my next condition, the 30-minute ITH. And we've swept out this buy side. Equal highs. There's a sweep. Okay, let's see the 1 minute. 1 minute looks pretty gross. So we're definitely getting some displacement now on the 30-second. We're probably going to go back down to this 5 minute here and rebalance it. I don't see an entry model for me here though. The structure is not the best. Yes, we did sweep this 30-minute ITH, so this should be a protected high if we actually are bearish. Or at least until to this 5, which should be an agreed upon DOL. If we're going to go higher, we would need this 5 minute to move higher. If we're going to go lower, we're just going to go through it anyways and take out this. So I do think that this is a good short idea, but like for me, I'm not there yet in my stage to start taking these types of plays. I think the next question is, where's ES? ES has relative equal lows. ES also swept out this buy side 30-minute intermediate term high here, so it is in a place to distribute lower and want to attack this 5 minute. ES just looks a little bit stronger than NQ though. So I'm not going to take this, but I'm going to see if this actually is an agreed upon DOL, because what you should do is probably just take the short right here at 941. But then I would not feel comfortable taking, I don't know, I wouldn't feel comfortable taking that. Okay, so there's the agreed upon DOL. So if you took the short here, like that makes sense, and then you're just hoping for the price to continue. But if you're going for a long, you'll just stop out at you'll go to break even at the unfilled 5, and that should save you. Wow, so that 30-second held us down a lot. We do have this 5 minute continuation. Is it sponsored? No, it's definitely not sponsored. So I'm not going to long off that 5 minute. If anything, I kind of want to be bearish. So we resweep that 30-minute ITH. No real sign that we want to go lower again. That looks like model 2022 starting to form. Sweeping that. Tapping into that 5 minute. So we're respecting bullish. But again, I don't love this structure yet. Okay, that looked actually really good. I can't really go back in time. And we had this 2 minute anyways that I probably should have taken. Yeah, that 2 minute looks really good, and I skipped too far. But what I have been targeting, I would have been targeting a 5 minute ITL. Is there a 15? There is a 15 minute now, which is a way better target. So again, this would be another mech. But then also, well, no, we're respecting this 15. But we closed through the 30, so I'm not loving this. And it just does look like we want to go higher. Like, if anything, I'd rather wait for the 15. I don't know. I just don't love it. I don't love the structure, but... No, I don't love the idea, but the structure makes sense. Here's the accumulation. That's the manipulation. We sweep that buy side. We're manipulating into this 15, which we're already respecting. The issue is the 30 that we're disrespecting. But we have so many rejection wicks here, but then we're also near all-time highs, which makes me not want to short. So I don't feel super comfortable shorting, although that structure on the low time frame does look really good for a rebalance back into this 15. ES also looks really good for shorts. And ES has an unfilled 5 and an unfilled 15 as well. I think I'm going to have to rip this. The thing is, I'm taking a massive risk, though, because this is a little bit of a late entry. It's actually a lot of it of a late entry. So the real entry was this 2 minute here. So I'm already a minute late into the trade. I think I'm going to take it. I don't think I can pass up on this structure here. The accumulation zone here. I guess if I'm going to take it, I might as well start drawing it out. So very clear accumulation. Very nice V-shaped recovery and manipulation. The only thing is the manipulation occurred. Actually, this key level kind of sucks. It's not the best. But I do think that this is a minimum of free break even, but I don't want to go break even. I want to see the reaction there. All right. I think that this is like, let's see my other MEX shorts that I've taken. Like this one. Is there an SMT? I don't think we even have an SMT. Oh, do we? We do. With all-time highs. Okay, that makes this more interesting. Yeah, that's actually amazing. Okay, I'm way more sold on this now. All right, yeah, I'm definitely feeling a lot better about this idea. What's up with the 2 minutes? We've been taking a lot of 2 minutes recently. So this is a late entry. I'm just going to hop in right now. Stop loss is going to be at the body high. It honestly should be a little bit lower because, like, what if we're actually bearish, we're just going to run. If we're bullish, we're going to chop around and slowly stop me out. So I'd rather save myself on the RR here. So a little bit of a tighter stop. This is what I am trying to train myself to do, though. Oh, we didn't even get the 2 minute. All right, well, that's great. That's still fine. So I just, technically the entry should have been there, so it's fine that I front ran that. So there's the 2 minute close. I like that close a lot. I'm fully expecting this 5 minute ITL to get tapped into. So it does there. ES does it as well. The issue is break even now. Like, I don't think going break even here is... What is this defending? Low resistance leading up to a 5 or a 15 minute? And we haven't hit a discount yet. I'm going to hold. It's not good at all. Not good at all. Wow. Holy stop loss. I mean, this is not good, though. Like, The fact that we are not immediately displacing to TP means that I'm most likely offsides here. So this is probably a loss. If we do get a close below this, I will go break even. Okay, we do get a close there. Wow, holy stop loss placement. Wow, okay, and I win. So my stop loss gets edged by, I think, a point. Or a tick, I mean. Literally a tick. That's actually incredible. Wow, and then we go all the way back. So I would have been... Yeah, so I was offsides. Got completely lucky because I went 1-to-1. But I was not on the right side of the market here. So let's just see what else. Like, was there actually a trade to take today? So if you did want to be bearish, there was just no... Wow, we're just consolidating. Yeah, I could not have done anything. So look at all that consolidation. I'm not trading that. This structure looks nice. This structure is what we wanted. Is there an SMT there? Yeah, there is an SMT. Fat SMT too, right here. Yeah, very interesting. So again, just a little bit early. But most of my trades happen like right after 10, I've noticed. But then the macro time doesn't really do much. Yeah, we just chop and then we run right during lunch. Why do we run during lunch? Well, I guess we're still in the macro though, till 10:10. And as soon as 10:10's over, we hit the... oh, well, actually, no, because that's not the true range anymore. So it'd be there. Interesting. Okay. Well, let's journal that. That was a win, but it was a win that I don't love, really. So if anything, I'll do the 2-minute. Well, I mean, so what I would have done had I seen this earlier, this would have been my stop, that would have been my entry, and I would have TP'd right there pretty early. Yeah. Okay, let's just journal that. I might as well do it on the 1 just so I can show a little bit more. Alright, so entry, 1 minute IFVG, mech, targeting, unfilled, 5-minute fair value gap. The structure wasn't great, actually. I think in hindsight that this was a B trade. The low time frame structure, TRUCG structure, wasn't the best. Looking back at it, we didn't have much low resistance liquidity, leading back up to the back down to the unfilled 5-minute fair value gap. I liked that we were shorting in a premium, but we lacked swing lows to targets. Yes, we did have an unfilled 15-minute fair value gap down here to target. But again, the structure just wasn't the best and obvious leading up to it. Entry was at 10:12 period. This was a late entry. I should have entered on the 2-minute close, but I was clicking candles too fast, so I entered on the next candle and held for a 1-1. Had I gotten my better entry, I would have placed my stop at the body high of this manipulation leg. I also really liked that we had a bearish SMT with all-time highs and ES, followed by a very nice displacement candle for my entry. I mean, what else can I say? I guess, like, is that low resistance? Not really. Like, not the best low resistance liquidity. Okay, and then the date is 1-15-20. What else can I say? Oh, we swept out. Okay, yeah, that's also important to say. Our key level is the 30-minute ITH that 30-minute ITH that we swept. I didn't. Oh, it was actually wasn't it a 15-minute ITH? Yeah, it was a 15-minute. 15-minute ITH that we swept. I didn't love this key level because we inversed the 30-minute FVG going higher, but we respected the 15-minute fair value gap. I think that this could have been a reason to fade this trade. The key level, I needed to, it was not an obvious key level, although we did have true manipulation. So this is actually a 15-minute. All right. So I'm going with. So we're gonna let it burn. Like I don't think I'm very proud of this trade. So this was another mech. Or this is not a continuation mech. Yeah, just not the best. mean, it's there, though. I also should write, though. So... oh, whoops. Also, the fact that we didn't go to TP as soon as I entered really made me nervous that this trade was going to fail. As soon as we started to chop after I entered, in the back of my mind, I was not comfortable in this position. I believe that I got lucky that TP was still able to get hits because ultimately I was off sides. Alright, that was the last piece I wanted to add in there. I don't think I'm going to do a before of this because I think I was offsides here. Like, this isn't a trade that I'm very proud of, but I'm going to still journal it. But I'm not going to journal the before because I don't think I want to take this trade. I think I would fade this trade. Yeah. All right. So that's a win. We're going to count it as a win. I mean, I did take it, but I don't love it in hindsight. All right, so this is Thursday. All right, same thing again. All-time high. Jeez, dude. All-time highs is no fun. I mean, it's... I guess when I'm trading all-time highs, like, I need to just assume bullish. Even, I've noted, like, when I traded all-time highs this year, I've noticed that all the short setups looked good, but they would just fail. Okay, we have an unfilled 2. I really don't like it when we have such tiny fair value gaps and I just don't like that. Like, I really do want to short this, but I could see us just easily keeping on tracking higher. 1 hour ITH or ITL. We look like we're consolidating. Let's just mark out London high. That seems significant. Yeah, I guess I'm just going to go from condition to condition. This looks like we're in a lot of consolidation here. I see the 30 seconds, but that is just shorting at all-time highs. Like, actually shorting at all-time highs. Unless that's the high of this 15-minute candle. We do have a 1-minute fair value gap here. Plus a CISD, I want to see if we get that. We do. That looks really good. That looks really good to short. This isn't... I wouldn't say this is a Judas. It's a little late to be a Judas. But it's not a mech. Because we're not targeting... Actually, I guess you can say we have this unfilled 15. And we have 930 that opened, added to the liquidity, and then took buy side. Is ES in a place to short? ES does look like it really wants to start going lower. We did sweep all-time highs as well. And we have all of that. I'm really liking this idea. ES also has an unfilled 15. Does ES have an unfilled 5? No, but look at all that. Like, there's no way we don't run that. Is there a 3? There is a 3. Oh, we closed through the 3 as well. Okay. I'm definitely going to take this. I do really like this structure. And this looks like my Judas's. So this one had a, let's see if I can find a similar one. Wow, do I only take Judas longs? It kind of looks like this one. Let me see if I can find a better one. Oh, actually, it kind of looks like this one. No, it kind of looks like this a little bit. Does it? A little bit. It's not the best, but it definitely looks close. All right, I'm going to rip this. This is technically a 3-minute as well. Stop loss. Where does stop loss go? I think... Oh, I don't like this devil's mark here, though. So I need to start, like... All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put it at CE at this wick. Just one tick higher. And we'll go for a 1-to-1. That's going to be the idea here. Just trying to save myself on the RR. Because if I'm actually right, we just flush. We don't mess around. So I would take this. No break even. So this is either going to be a go home or this is a get even or get even worse. That's fine. We can go back into this 1 minute. I just want to see us reject immediately. If we can put in an order block there, that'd be peak. Not loving this at all. We should have already gone, in my opinion. There's no reason to go back up into this. Like, now we're respecting bullish. Yeah, this is not looking good. I need to see this thing go. And we have yellow folder at 10. Yeah, brutal. Okay, tough loss. Damn. I thought that was really gonna play out. So I guess it was, let's see. Okay, like now this structure looks so good to short too, but we're at all-time highs now. Does it even make sense to short? The accumulation doesn't, this looks like accumulation, so I don't want to short that. And we just start running. Was there... I just wouldn't have felt comfortable shorting right there. There's not even a 3 minute. Is there 2? Yeah, that time to close is not good though for me. There's a 15 minute here, so if that's protected, then that looks really, this structure looks amazing. That's clear AMD. Yeah, I think the fact that we're failing to distribute lower and we're getting this V shape, I think I 100% would take this. Yeah, I would take this. Even though you're targeting a 5 minute ITH, you still have this 5 minute and we're at all-time highs. I would 100% take that. Oh my god, and it would fail. Oh man. So my bias was right to be bearish. I just was early. Damn. Alright, well, another loss. Jeez, January's not being nice to me. Alright, so I took a loss here. I think that this was a good trade, though. Well, we did take out a lot of the pre-market sell side right there. We did add to it, but we took out a lot. Yeah, I mean, I guess in hindsight, the structure, I guess, wasn't great for a mech. because the 15 I was targeting didn't open up till after I took that, and it was way down there. So I was kind of pushing it. Yeah, I can see why this is a bad trade. I can see why that's a bad trade. Do we end up? We do. We do. Is the 2 minute the highest time frame? It was. Oh, the 3 minute was. Okay. 3 minute IFVG. 3 minute. So 3 minute IFVG mech, but the mech unfilled 15 FVG was way lower than normal. I'm showing the 1 minute because this low time frame structure was good enough for me to validate this idea, but in hindsight, I think that this structure RUCG could have been better. Entry was at 9:48. Entry was at 9:48. This was where we got the 3 minute IFVG close. What was bad about this trade? Well, we're shorting at all-time highs. Trying to short at all-time highs. Definitely not the best idea. And I mean, I can't really say what much else. Why else did this trade fail? We did the first presented fair value gap. Wow, look at that. That's very interesting. Held the body of the first presented fair value gap. Super interesting. To see how this inspected the body of the first presented fair value gap. I wish FX Replay had better indicators so I can use my first presented fair value gap indicator and my new week opening gap indicator so I don't have to keep drawing them. So if this was the 1 minute, inversed it, hit CE, closed above it there, indicating, all right, we're going to go higher. We swept out that, hit CE, opened CE lower, hit the lower part of the inversion, still can't go, dump lower, still can't go higher, consequent encroachment, first presented fair value gap, tapping the top of it, respecting it, diving into it, closing through it, making this an inversion. So now this is going to support bearish. We hold it here, dump lower. That's our draw. Interesting. Okay, well, I mean, tough loss. 1-16-20. was a mech L. Wow, that structure looks great though. Why did this fail? Oh, ES was about to inverse. Yeah, that's why. I remember this trade. High time frame was just so bullish. All right, well, that's it for that day. That's all I can do. Let's go on to the next one. So still break even for this backtesting session. And it's Friday, so I think I'm kind of mentally burnt out after this. I've been backtesting forever. Daily Devil's Mark. Been doing the same thing on the weekly time frame for so long. All-time highs. Unfilled 2. Actually, unfilled 4. Unfilled 2. Yeah, I mean, do I just have to look for only longs? Is that what that's what Dodgy does. Dodgy does not short at all-time highs. At least that's what he told me not to do. It's also how much do I want to trust the Dodgy. I feel like people would just short right off rip here. And of course they would benefit. Look at all that. They're just taking out all that low resistance. All right. Do I do TGIF? We're going to go back into the range. Oh, whoops. Did I do it the wrong way? There's TGIF. I need to change these colors. Let's make it more of like a blue. All right, that's better. So we are already in that range. I've seen this specific setup play out so many times. We also have red folder news in 10 minutes. Usually we'll end up just chopping around though. So I'm not going to take anything. Yep. Chopping. Generating low resistance, sell side. 10 a.m. does nothing. Why does 10 a.m. red folder do absolutely nothing? All right, so now we're inside of this 15. This will be my condition now. I'm preferably looking for continuation shorts to the unfilled 4 to get back into this weekly range here. Oh, that just doesn't look like great manipulation. Is there a 5 minute? 3, 2, 1 minute. There is this 1 minute. I mean, this does look like a good idea. Time to close isn't the best, but Blake said to count your time to close as soon as we interact with the fair value gap, so we never interacted it here. So that's 1. So I guess 2. So I guess it's actually not bad. Is ES in a place to go? Oh man, ES looks terrible. Oh, ES looks so bad. I'd be targeting this, which seems super high resistance, but also London seems like a good draw. But like, this is what I'm saying, like, do I short at all-time highs? Or should I wait for a CISD? I'll wait for I don't feel comfortable with this. I'll wait for a CISD. Okay. good fade so far. The fact that we didn't immediately start going means that I wouldn't have been on sides. We have this 30-second, but I'm going to fade that as well. Just because at that point, I'd want to resweep there or an SMT, and we have none of those. Let's see this next 30-second. Okay, that looks great. Yeah, that looks really good. The issue is it's 4 minutes before 10:30 or 10:15. Can the PO3 resweep me is the thing. I don't think so because we've already manipulated into this 15. So for a PO3, we shouldn't remanipulate me. We should just go to TP. So I think that this is a really good idea. And yes, technically we're interacting with this 2, but this idea stems from the 1 minute up here. But again, is this any trades that I take? No, it doesn't look like this for a continuation short. It just doesn't look like that. Like a continuation short looks like that. Clear resweep. This does not look like a good continuation short. Damn, I don't take a lot of continuation shorts. Here's one. But that's so much more obvious. Like that makes way more sense to me. Here's another one. This is probably more similar. Whoops. But you see how much low resistance? Well, we do have plenty of low resistance leading up to it. And an unfilled 4. Why am I hesitating though on this? Something in my mind is telling me that this is not a good idea. I think what's in my mind here is that the accumulation zone. This looks like we're in accumulation right here. I don't see clear manipulation. One could argue that this is the manipulation into the 15 and that this is the accumulation. But what about this could be the accumulation? I'm going to fade it. If we go, we go. I'm not sold. I can't see the manipulation. And if you can't see the manipulation, that means usually you are the manipulation. I think if this does play out, I'll say that this is the accumulation and this is the manipulation. But that's not the cleanest to me. So I'm going to fade this trade and see what happens. Wow. Well, actually, I didn't even mark out my stop loss. Probably would have been there. Or at the body high, honestly. Because what was this? This was a 2 minute. That was a 1 minute. Yeah, I definitely would have hit TP. Damn. But this would have reversed. I do like that we displaced immediately. But this would have reversed on me if I did hold all the way down here, which I want to get up to that point. And now we're going to have an unfilled 30 at your stop in 6 minutes. And now we're just looking very bullish. And now we're just kind of rolling over. Like, I hate when we roll over. All right, so Was it a good fade? It did play out, so I did lose. I didn't lose out on taking a win. But I'm confused why it didn't play out there immediately. And now we're chopping. And now we deliver in the lunch period. So we did need a resweep, but we did it way later after we pushed. I think it's a fine fade. It's whatever. I don't know. I don't know. Would you guys have taken that? Mechanically, it's there. Just, I didn't love the structure. But that's a lot. That's not a win that I didn't take. So I guess it's fine. All right, I'm not going to think about it too much. It just didn't pop off the charts to me. All right, so that's a week. My brain's kind of fried, but it's not the worst. So I went 2 for 4. Took 2 wins, 2 losses. No trade Friday, but that should have been a win if I did take it. I just didn't feel the confidence in taking it. I'll probably separate these out into other videos. I'll probably go to the gym, come back, film this week. Just so I can give myself a mental break. But yeah, this was, for this week, actually, overall win rate is 60%. But for this specific session, oh yeah, 60%. Okay. Oh yeah, this is the whole thing. Technically 50% then, actually. Okay, well, I'm gonna call it there for this video, and then I'll make a part 3 when I get back. So that's, let me get the stats up. Cool. All right, guys, I'll be back for part 3 probably tomorrow.